AFL Today's round 18 wrap is here. What a round we had, lads. What did we talk about?
Did the Suns have their best win in their club's history?
When we talk about some of the best young tall forwards in their game strutting their stuff, the game is in safe hands.
Absolutely. Check out AFL Today right now. Round 18 is done, and welcome back to the AFL Today Show, brought to you by Stockhead. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I've got some distinguished gentlemen on the couch, or whatever you want to call them, jokesters, the boys on the couch, Leo Mullaly, Marcus Bazzano. How you going, lads?
All our teams lost this week. Let's get that off the rip.
I know.
It's a sad weekend.
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
But at least we're not Essendon
covering my
supporters.
face.
Well, yeah. Leo, yes. Because this guy is.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes, I'm an Essendon supporter.
We will get into that.
But you're handsome, so it doesn't matter. Still single.
It has still
You're on shout outs
Thanks,
already. Make sure to subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube. Do you want a shout out for your Instagram, Marcus?
Maybe not. Leo's
damn.
trying his best to do a little bit of an ultimate wingman. but
He'll help you out. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Leave some comments. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and AFL Today AU across all the socials except Facebook. That's Aussie Rules Today. All right, lads, are we ready?
We're ready.
Round 18 results. Let's get right into it. Thursday night footy is the first one at Marvel Stadium. Carlton taking on Brisbane. Carlton 9 goals, 12-66. Brisbane 15 goals, 13, 103. Now, something caught your eye, Marcus, that was a bit out of the ordinary in this one.
It was. Well, we'll get to the Lions in a sec, but we have to start with that Mark Pitneck
torpedo.
He was torping Vossi at the club. He got onto it. It was huge.
That was awesome.
Do you reckon, like Cripper said, kick this like you're kicking Vossi out the club?
And he's like,
don't have to ask me twice.
Is he the last person on Carlton's list that you would have thought would do that?
Yeah, but
I didn't have much faith when he was
But
when he was
good on
coming
him.
in.
Good
But
on
good
him.
on him. I love it. We need to see more torps just generally in the
I
game.
agree. I
Just
agree.
kicking down the line, get it done. But he was great. He finished with 2 goals. But yeah, another sort of goal line error for the Blues.
I know.
2 weeks in a row where they've let one go through where there were 5 Carlton players in the goal square. And,
That's frustrating,
And not
yeah.
one of them touched it when they could have easily done so. But Charlie Curnow, it's still concerning for him as well. He's gone goalless for his 4th consecutive game.
do you drop him?
We can't drop him. No Mackay, you can't drop him.
What about Lemmy? Just bring Lemmy one out of the square.
I think it helps if Lemmy was in the side. I think Curnow
Yeah.
could probably be in his element a little bit more.
Do we think he's injured? I know that he's missed a few goals and he's actually had a lot of shots on goal. I think last week he had 0-3. Is he injured though?
Nah.
Or is he just underperforming?
I think he's just out of form.
Was it 0-9 across the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, that's
I
brutal
think.
for him. Yeah.
But another storyline that we don't really want to read, like we don't want these storylines coming to the game, is the umpires just getting in the way too much. And I think the umpiring in general wasn't great. Like we don't want to put him down, but like little stuff like that get in the way. Coughed up a goal for Brisbane, got a goal in the end.
Yep.
Did the umpire that got getting in the way get suspended?
Oh, don't know about that one.
Roles reverse. What happened?
Roles reverse when Adam Cherra backs into an umpire. Suspension,
weeks.
tribunal,
Kill him!
which
Off
is
in his
an
head.
absolute joke, and you weren't very happy with it, were you, Liam?
Yeah, check out the socials, AFL Today. I'll be fired up. I'm going to be fired up again. That is an absolute joke. It's an absolute disgrace to the game of AFL.
Game's gone.
It's a disgrace to the VFL of the past. It's a disgrace to every fan going around. You shouldn't be... All right, of course we want to protect the umpires. I'll start with that. We want to protect the umpires. Yes. If a guy full-on bumps into the umpire to get him out of the way, fair play. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, lads. He's walking like this, just going doo-doo-doo, and then he's knocked the umpire over. The poor umpire. Hope he's all right. But it was clearly an accident, and he shouldn't have been sent to the tribunal.
Yeah.
Well, I do that at the shopping centre all the time.
What?
Just a
cheeky hip and shoulder?
Yeah.
Let them know that you're there early.
Yeah, let
them know you're there.
Which aisle?
I'm here.
There you are.
I'm here. And then I drop kick the kick. And then, anyways, we'll get to the Lions because
we should.
they were very good.
And they won.
They were very good. They won. They're comprehensive. And boys, I'm a big goals from midfield guy.
You are.
And the Brisbane Lions had that in plenty. Bailey had kicked 1, 4 and 21. So he's done it again. He couldn't
I had him
really
for 2
back it
plus
up.
and he's kicked 1 goal 4. Just killing me, Bailey.
McCluggage, even though he was copped a tag, he still finished with 18 and 1. Will Ashcroft 29 and 1. Levi Ashcroft 14 and 1. Berry 21 and 1.
All getting goals.
Very nice.
Unreal. But unfortunately, Noah Ainsworth suffered an Achilles injury. He just couldn't put any weight on that. He looks like
That was brutal.
He's
He'll
an
be done for a
underrated
while.
cog of that back line.
He is, but
Ainsworth.
another underrated cog of that back line and someone who stepped up in his absence for the majority of the game, was Darcy Wilmot.
Yeah, I love watching him.
Had 31 disposals, went at 83%, and I'm pretty sure he had 23 of those were kicks. So he's just
Big meters gained, dude.
yeah, he's just topping off a great year. And Dunkley had a great game. He won the inaugural Robert Walls medal. He had 13 tackles, 28 disposals, 14 of which were contested, which was a team high.
Yep, absolutely. The Lions, they just got the job done by, what was it again? 43. So they
43.
Oh, not 43. There we go.
37.
37, there we go.
I don't know.
37.
That's off the top of my head.
I
Sounds
can't
about
do
right.
quick maths. Anyway, let's get into the next game. Friday night at the MCG. This was the game of the round, I believe. Gold Coast, 10 goals, 9-69. They defeat the Pies. Collingwood, 8 goals, 15-63. What a bloody game this was, Leo.
Here comes the sun. Let's go. What a start by the bloody sun. Play the trumpet.
We didn't play any of that. That's all I wanted to say.
No, they held Collingwood goalless in the first half. They were 0-8. 0-8. When have you ever seen that before? They were so clean, so tough around the ground, simply just outrunning the Pies, outworking them. It was Noah Anderson, the beloved Dean Anderson's son. He should be playing for Hawthorn. That's another topic. Matt Rowell, these guys. Matt Rowell set the tone with his tackling. They were fantastic. And I really loved what Ulan was doing on Elliott in that first half. I know Elliott kicked away a little bit, but Bodie Ulan's a fantastic lockdown defender. But you just kind of felt that if the Pies got one, then they could maybe get 2 and a 3 and 4. And
That's what they did.
That's what they did. That's exactly what they did. And it was all off the back of one man. And it wasn't Nick Dacos, it was Josh Dacos.
Oh, his last quarter.
Peter Dacos.
Peter Dacos.
His last quarter, it was fantastic. One of the best individual performances of the season for mine. So if we go through the stats, because I am the stats guy, obviously. 16 disposals, 2 goals, 10 contested possessions, 5 intercepts, 4 clearances, 5 tackles. Boys, is that the best individual performance quarter we've ever seen from a player all this season?
First of all, you're not the stats guy, but I think this
he's
is
pegged me down there.
I'm rattled by that. But this is one of the best quarters I've ever seen in my life, let alone this season.
In my life.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. They couldn't get a hand on him. They were like trying to check him in the contest. Lockie Weller was, and he runs straight through.
When Weller was on him, you could tell how worried he was because he gave away the holding free. It's just stuff like that show how good he was in that quarter.
I reckon, honestly, he could sneak up to like 20 Brownlow votes on the end of the season.
Reckon?
Yeah.
But they always put the N Dacos instead of J Dacos on the. They did that a couple of times last year, so they just need to worry about that. They do a little bit.
With that quarter, just a question off the cuff. Do we think now that he has to play primarily on ball?
No.
Yes.
Ooh. Debate.
I'm gonna say no because I think on the wing he's so dangerous both ways, and I think in the midfield, possibly in the future when the likes of Sidebottom and Pendlebury retire, but at the moment and for the remainder of the year, you don't fix what isn't broken. So they're winning games with him in his position. Collingwood is very much a role play sort of team. You play your role and you win games of footy. Whereas you look at other teams, maybe perhaps not so much.
But if he was in the midfield earlier, they would have won.
Imagine Josh and Nick in the same midfield.
Oh, Pies fans would be very, very
I don't know.
excited.
I think I kind of lean more to Josh playing more.
But it's only one game, one quarter.
1 quarter. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, the Pies started to look really dangerous towards the back half, and Elliott got some leading space and kicked the goal to get them in front. And you thought, okay, this is probably Collingwood's to lose. And massive credit to the Suns. They got back into the game and got a 9-point lead through first Ben Long and then the epitome of a captain's goal in Noah Anderson. That is just
unbelievable.
I don't think I've seen a captain's goal in a while. That is just your captain saying, this is my time to do it. I'm putting the team on my back and I'm taking us home to the motherland, and he did so.
The motherland.
Question for the panel. After this result, is this the best win we've seen from the Gold Coast Suns in their club's history?
Oh, Carmichael Hunt's
It's
goal
up
after the
there.
siren.
Is that their
That's
best
what I
win?
was
I'm
thinking.
joking.
No, honestly, that could be one of
No,
their
it's
best
not.
wins.
It was against
What did that
Richmond.
get them?
Nothing. Exactly. This could lock him in for the final. This gets the belief that they could win a final. So I'm going to say yes, because 90% of the crowd was Pies fans as well, breathing down their neck every time they got the ball. So I'm going to say this is their best ever win.
In terms of what the club represents and the change that Gold Coast is making, yes, in terms of that, it definitely is their best ever win.
Yep.
Yeah, how bloody good. And just to end on, if you want to hear more about a certain Suns midfielder who was fantastic, listen to my best on ground for the week.
Giving shout outs to his own segment. I actually rate that. I actually rate that.
Ego boost.
Shouting out his own Instagram, shouting out his own segment.
Marcus_Bazzano is my Instagram.
There we go. He's got the shout out. And
It's not relevant, is it?
Because I am actually the stats guy, Leo. No side has ever lost to Gold Coast and gone on to win the flag. So when they lose to Gold Coast in the history of the AFL, you just don't win the flag.
So you're saying Richmond could win the flag?
Yep. No, of course they can't. They don't think they can mathematically make finals. But you've got the Dogs, the Hawks, the Crows, and now the Pies. All have lost to the Suns, and history suggests that they can't win the flag.
We're
But
not getting a Crom flag. That's what you're saying.
apparently, according to the stat, but it's still possible.
Who are we
Maybe-
left with? Who's win the flag?
Cats,
Freo.
Lions,
Freo.
Lions.
Freo. Lions, yeah.
Lions, maybe, yeah. There we go. So that's just an interesting one there.
Don't
Like
them.
it.
Let's get into the next one. Marvel Stadium. This is on Saturday. Western Bulldogs taking on Adelaide. Western Bulldogs, 15 goals, 8-98. They lost to the Crows, 16 goals, 13, 109. A huge win for the Crows, lads. This is absolutely awesome, making it 3 straight at Marvel. It was led by Thriller. Absolute thriller. 6 goals, 17 disposals.
Thriller was an absolute thriller.
Yeah, great wording by me
Thriller.
there. Thriller. No, 6 goals, 17 disposals, 9 marks. Leo, I absolutely love my singing there. He was just so strong. He had 4 second quarter goals, and he's just turned into one of the best forwards of the competition.
He's a beast. And I think there was a certain Kane Corns when he first got drafted, Thilthorpe said, straight swap for Petty. Who says no?
Harrison Petty. Oh my.
Who says
Harrison
no?
Petty wouldn't even get in
I
Adelaide's
think
team.
Melbourne say no.
Melbourne say no.
Oh
they
my
did.
God.
They offered him what? Petty got offered like $1 million a year, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Something
so.
like that. Yeah,
Do you want to cry, baby, or the beast Thrill 4?
Yeah, who has a better beard? Obviously, Thriller.
Oh, obviously Thriller.
That's a rude thing to say about Petty's girlfriend.
What? Where does that come from? Jordan Dawson, he was absolutely incredible for the Crows. He led the way, the skipper, put the Crows on his back in the big moments. You had a fun game, a fast-paced game of footy here. I think it ended up being a shootout between him and Norton. You got Thriller one end, Norton at the other. You had Norton. I think he's lifted lately, lads.
Mate, he's been great.
He had
great.
4 goals in the first quarter, 5 for the game. And he's had 12 goals in his past 4 games. There's been a lot of chat the last couple of years going, should he play back? Should he be dropped? Does he even need to be in this forward line? And he's been probably their number 1 forward of the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's been superb. And first 4 Dogs goals of the game all through him.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The young guys, I want to touch on the Crows again. The young guys for the Crows were absolutely awesome. Dan Curtin, talked him up last week. I know he only had 9 disposals and a goal, but he lifted again, 26 disposals and a goal. Then Saligo, I think we were talking about Saligoat, as some people like to call him.
Silly goat.
Silly, yes. 22 disposals, 9 tackles. Just that depth. They've got guys stepping up that I don't think the Dogs had. I just wanted to touch on that. The Dogs on the other end, you had Bont. Awesome as always. 37 disposals, 12 tackles. He was doing a bit on both ends. You had Richards, 29 disposals, 2 goals. They were the 2 main guys sort of working hard, doing all the hard work while the game was on the line. But it was the Dogs evolved the last couple of years where you go outside of Bont, maybe Richards. Wasn't their depth wasn't really stepping up there.
No, it was not. And I think the Saligo point's very good because he feels like he doesn't do anything wrong when he touches the ball.
Exactly. And Curtin, I think as well, yeah.
Yeah, Saligo's kicking was nuts. Like some of his entries into the corridor
Yeah.
where it was like low, flat, driven. No one else could really see that on the ground. You didn't think he was going to kick it there, and he did.
Yep,
And
no,
turns
good-
into goals.
Good call. On the Thursday show, Leo, you said the Crows' defense was stronger than the Dogs, and it showed in the end. I know that the Dogs still got 98 points, but there was 5 late goals. The Crows were going to win anyway. And that Crows defense just holds up against everyone.
They give him the clams.
Yeah.
Sam Darcy, who?
Even without Jordan Butts as well.
Yeah, they got Mark Keane.
Oh, Mark Keane. There we go. The Irishman.
The pause in between there was a bit worrying.
Yeah, because we're like, don't know about that one. And then, lads, I want to finish off with a big question. The big question here, are the Dogs frauds? All 7 of their losses have been against current finals contenders. Are they frauds?
Oh, me? All right.
There you
You're
go,
going to
Luke.
answer
No,
that
that's
one.
good.
Yeah, 100% they are.
I'm gonna lean towards no.
Really?
Oh,
They've had an easy fixture.
I know they've had an easy fixture. I know that their losses, look, it's not great on paper, but I still believe in a lot of players in that squad. Or they have a lot of match winners.
But we've seen time after time when they come up against a contender that they just can't pierce through a really good defense. It's happened with Adelaide. It's happened with Collingwood. It's happened with, I know Geelong game was a shootout, but the defense ultimately won it in the end. And the Hawks game as well. We've seen it that they just can't do it. So there's enough there for me to say that if they can't do it now, why is that going to change in finals?
Yeah, I can't really argue with that. And look at when Sam Darcy his hands are Vaseline, you know, he's not taking a mark and
He was
he's dropping
a few.
a lot that he was
Yeah.
getting his hands on. You could tell he was getting a bit frustrated, but the fact that Norton's starting to step up a little bit, Bond's hitting his stride with some consistent football, Libba's a gun, and Ed Richards just continued his superb year. I think they got, I think there's just the question mark over the back line.
Yeah, for mine, they've got the next 6 weeks to find the backline mix because they've got to change it up to really like hone in on a few finals wins for mine. Because at the moment, I know they're scoring great, but they're going out first week if they make finals.
Ooh, that's a big call. But no, that's definitely fair. And then the Crows, they're flying. They're going to continue to be top 3 in offense and defense. As Leo said, that everyone's sort of talking about the offense, but the defense has just been just as good. Next one, Saturday at NG Stadium, GWS taking on Geelong. GWS 17 goals, 9, 111. Geelong 13 goals, 7, 85. Now, lads, you two went head-to-head on the Thursday show. Leo will be fired up about this because he didn't go too well. GWS and Marcus prevail.
Yeah, I was pretty big on the GWS.
I think I went head-to-head on that one.
I think you did.
Look, this mic's really interesting.
Look, boys, come on. I've been big on GWS. Are you starting to believe all year? I said I had them in the grand final, in my grand final prediction. And I still think that they can get there. They're the first team with a 4+ win streak against Geelong since Hawthorn in 2015. If that doesn't make you believe, what doesn't?
The thing.
He's rattled.
He can't even see, he doesn't have a reason. Liam.
The thing for me is I just think back to last year's final series and the year before that. In the biggest moments, even when they have the advantages, they just don't get it done. And I know they're playing good football and everything's coming together at once, but we've seen this before. I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on them. Maybe they can make a prelim, but I just think it's going to end the same way for them. What's different?
I feel like they're peaking at the right time.
We say this every year.
They've added a new mix. Cadman's been superb, and he was in this game. He was in this game. He kicked a career high 6 goals. 4 of those came in the third term. So he's just.
Were they all in the second half?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Which is very rare in footy, kicking 6 goals in the second half.
Yeah. And he's also re-signed until 2030, so that's even better news for the G-Dub. And he was supported by Stringer as well. He kicked 4 goals too.
That's his best game in a long time from the package. He's finally delivered.
And it was helped when the ball's coming straight out the middle, or pretty much all the time, because they dominated the midfield. Had +12 in the clearances. I think Tom Green ended up having 24 disposals and 16 of those were contested.
Yep.
And a lot of those were clearances. So he's an absolute beast. But we talked about the forward line there, GWS. I want to pose this question to you guys. With the likes of Toby Green, Jake Stringer, Aaron Cabin, reigning Coleman medalist Jesse Hogan, and the Smalls doing their thing.
Don't forget Callum Brown.
And Callum
Jake
Brown.
Riccardi, friend of the show.
Jake Riccardi as well. He was great in the air as well. He's got a good pair of hands. Do they have the best forward line in the competition, GWS?
I can't say yes to that one. I think when you've got...
Who do you have above them?
I think Adelaide is up there. I think Bulldogs is in the conversation. I think it's arguably better than GWS.
He's a GWS hater. This is what we're figuring out.
I know that they just lost to them, but I think Geelong's forward line is better than theirs.
Okay.
Well, geez, you put a few.
And I also think structurally Collingwood's is as well. Collingwood are the best team in the comp.
Yeah, but they're not the best scoring team in the comp.
But it's the way their system works offensively.
I will have GWS top 3, and I'd be definitely putting Crows.
Also, Brisbane's up there too.
Crows. Yeah, Brisbane. No, I'm still having GWS top 3 because they're awesome. They just don't always. There was a middle patch of the competition this season, the league this season, that they just didn't turn up. But if they can continue this form, then they're going to be right up there.
And me and Leo, we also had
Leo and I.
Sorry. How's this the one who's in a relationship?
Anyways, where'd that come from?
He's trying to get you back.
Sorry, Maddie. I know, like you have to help the homeless at some points. But Hogan and Cameron, we went at each other as well for Hogan and Cameron. Who would kick more goals?
Yes,
we did.
In the midweek show, and funnily enough, both Hogan and Cameron finished with 1 goal too.
So who won?
Well, one got subbed out tactically, and the other was carrying an injury.
The other one.
I think if you get subbed out, you had a worse game.
Yeah, but ultimately, I think Marcus wins because GWS won.
All right, fair call. That's nice.
Leo's
nice
just an
honourable man.
He's a constant loser, that's why.
Yeah.
He's useless.
I am homeless.
Never forget.
Well, it was actually Jeremy Cameron's first game back at NG Stadium since leaving GWS.
That's wild.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about because that was his 100th game for Cats as well, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So he finished with 1 goal too, but couldn't quite get over the line. But he's got the Coleman wrapped up. You'd think so.
Surely, yeah. Unless he doesn't play the next couple of weeks, but he will.
Ben King game in hand against Essendon.
Yes.
Yep. Mitch Georgiades is now second overall. But anyways, we'll get to that. But Geelong, I just didn't think they got any good running carry with the ball. And I think a good sign of that is when GBS, we talk about the Orange Tsunami coming off half back, they had 15 bounces compared to Geelong's 1 bounce. And you think of the players that normally,
Holmes,
don't mind having a bit of a paddock. You got Holmes, you got Lawson
Smith.
Humphries, you got Bailey Smith,
Good call.
and the like. They just really couldn't get that going. But they do have a relatively kind fixture to end the season, don't they, Liam?
Yeah, don't worry, Geelong fans. You don't have to play GWS again because somehow you always lose to them. But you've got no games for the rest of the season against the league's top 9. So you'd think they're going to probably win. But they'll probably win every game out for the rest of the season. Are we confident in that?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, and a lot of games at Goomba as well. So
And Goomba, GMHB. Yes, I love Goomba. Are we good there? That's
good,
the
mate.
game done. Next
good.
one. I don't know if we want to talk about this one, especially the Bombers man on the couch. Saturday night at the MCG. What a game this was. Richmond, 6 goals, 10-46. They won with 46 points. Essendon, 4 goals, 13-37. What the bloody hell happened here?
They won, of course they won. This is the Richmond Football Club. We talked about their hunger in the previous show after 3 big losses where they got belted and they delivered.
Belt me, please.
Ooh, all right. And they don't have to. And they delivered their 4th win of the season. That is a great effort from Richmond. Now, though, it wasn't the best game. And that's to put it nice. That's to put it lightly.
You're very nice.
It's a
over
Saturday night blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of skill errors. I think there were 109 clangers, which is
That's crazy.
20% more than the season average. That doesn't seem good.
No.
But I do want to spend some time here talking up some Richmond players. I thought Taranto really stood up. 34 and a goal. I think conditions sort of suit the way he plays.
He's had a good last couple of months, Taranto. I think
He steps up when you need it, I reckon.
he's still a good player. That's why I just want to put that out there because he's not often talked
Yeah,
about.
take that, Kane Collins.
Yeah, exactly.
Stats guy's coming for your job.
No, definitely not.
Ben Miller was rock solid down back. 1%ers, intercept marks, intercept possessions. He's shown that he's one that can really play a role for him. And alongside 250th gamer Nick Vossen, who in my eyes is criminally underrated.
Yeah.
If he could be an All-Australian back pocket for mine, but he's not going to be because it's a bottom 4 side.
Just give him the jacket.
Give
Why
him
not? He deserves
He's
one over
so
his
good.
career.
He's good in the air, can shut down. Like, even though he's not the quickest dude, he knows that he's really good at reading the play.
Yep.
So he can shut down opposition small players if need be. But to make things worse for the Bombers, Nick Martin suspected ACL. Will Setterfield injured his foot.
Oh,
Brad Scott said he's never seen anything like this before. And I just want to give Marcus a minute here just to grieve and just be himself.
Why are you doing this to me?
Is he talking about me or
You're giving me
Essendon?
the platform, both you and Essendon. But I know we're going to go for break the record. Most debutants in a season, I think the record's like 14 or something, and the
Huge.
Bombers are at 12. So currently, so they might get there. But honestly,
is that an exciting record?
Still no finals win.
Yeah.
as an Essendon fan, I've never been more flat, disappointed, upset at my club since the drug saga. I'm going to be honest.
Really?
Dude,
It
should we
just
bring
feels-
back the drug saga just to
Bring
forget
back
about
the drug
just
saga.
to forget,
Honestly, the good
forget
old
about
days.
what's going on.
The good old days. Take them back to the good old days. What was the slogan?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it
Let's
takes.
do
Bring it back because
Um,
then there's less worry about the Bombers and more about the drug saga.
No, on
That is the Bombers.
Yeah, it takes away from the
Bring, what's his
injuries.
name? Banks? Danks?
Yeah,
Stephen
Stephen
Danks.
Danks. Okay,
Sam Banks.
we're not condoning this. I'm just joking around. I'm just putting that out there.
All right.
But also, how good was Taj Houghton?
Yeah, very good.
He
Nice
put the
save,
first
yeah.
gamer,
Yeah.
got a goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very good. But unfortunately, my Bombers make me very, very sad.
Yeah, and lads, Richmond get another win. We didn't
How
think they would
bloody
get
good.
another win for the rest of the season.
Well
we said
done,
that.
Richmond.
They've done it.
Well done to Richmond, just fighting out this throughout this whole season. Everyone has counted them out every single week. So fair play to the Tigers.
Yep.
There was another game on Saturday night. If people didn't flick over to the
thank
other one,
God.
this was a better game. Saturday night, Optus Stadium, Fremantle versus Hawthorn. Fremantle, 12 goals, 5, 77, very accurate. Hawthorn, 9 goals, 10, 64. Freo, they lifted to the occasion. We haven't often said that about them the last couple of seasons. A lot of belief I think they'll get from this win. And they've won 6 of their last 7, and they've done it against a finals contender, which is really, really good. But the pressure just felt like a finals game. I think I talked to you about that before, Leo. The tackling pressure, especially from Freo. Freo led a season-high 103 tackles, lads. 103. The AFL average is 60 in a game. Most quarters you're aiming for 15 and 20 a quarter. They got 103 tackles. I think that was the difference in this one.
Yeah, definitely. It was in that last quarter, Hawthorn could not get any play going, and it was due to that pressure.
Absolutely. Brayshaw had 14 tackles. He's just a beast. We've always said Sarong and Brayshaw the best two-way running midfielders in the competition. And Lloyd Meek, I know his team didn't get as many tackles, but he had 13 tackles, and he was absolutely incredible against Darcy and Jackson.
He
was
honestly
still solid.
won the battle.
He won the battle,
which I didn't think would happen.
No, because he's been a bit up and down this year, big Lord Meek, but he was really good. 13th.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. Sarong, Brayshaw, and Clark. Now, I want to touch on them. They're the 3 superstars for the Dockers. They combined for 89 disposals. That's absolutely incredible. The experience and class, especially from the Sarong and Brayshaw in the midfield, is why Freo won this one, especially in the last quarter. 4 goals to 0. It was on a knife's edge. Hawks had their chances. Then the last quarter couldn't kick a goal. Now, Leo, you're the resident Hawks man. We were talking about this on the Thursday show. Should the Hawks have tagged? You got 89 disposals there. I know that's just the stat and the influence on the game, but should they have tagged? Actually, I'll ask to both of you.
Well, you compare it to the week before against Sydney.
Yeah.
And how Sydney limited like their impact on the game. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know if it would have changed the result, though, if we did tag. Because I think for
What about
mine,
the last quarter?
I know for mine, it's the pressure's on the game's on the line. Pressures at finals we're up by 2 goals. We want to close the game out, and their stars step up. They take it to another gear. What we needed in that scenario is another A-grade midfielder, in my view. I think that's more of what I take out of that game, because obviously there's no Will Day. There hasn't been for ages now.
True.
I still think there needs to be someone else on top of that, because you got Warple and Nash, who I think they're fine players, but when, as I said, the game's on the line, your Sarongs, your Brayshaws, they take it to the next level. And it was honestly for mine, if say McGuinness was tagging or Nash was playing a negating role, I don't know if they would have been able to go with what Brayshaw and Sarong were putting out. So I'm just don't know if it would have changed the result.
Are you saying that the Hawthorn midfield is not strong enough to go deep into finals with?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think with Will Day, him fit will make it look a lot better.
Yep.
But I still think it's an area of the game where in the highest of pressure field atmosphere, you just need that superstar to be like, this is our game now. And that's what Sarong and Brayshaw did.
No, good call. So there's that the like of Butters that they're trying to get, or anyone else?
I don't think Butters will come to Hawthorn as much as I want him to.
Anyone else that you got your eyes on as a Hawks fan? Anyone?
I don't know.
Bond?
Bond, he's out of contract. Zach Merritt?
Oh, no, that's not happening.
Oh, his face then.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I would cry.
Yeah, you would. Anyway, for the guys for the Hawks as well, Guinea was really strong, 27 disposals. He's second most disposals in a game of his career. That really surprised me. And he got a goal as well, so he was really solid. Then you had Amon, Carl Amon, talking to Hawks fans like Leo as well. He was just running hard all game. I thought just throughout the 4 quarters, real 4 quarter performance, 30 disposals. And then Cal Shadir, just a weird another one point for Leo here. So Leo's come up to me and said, I think he kicked 2 goals. We've looked through the stats and everything, and it says 3 goals. The match report says 3 goals. All the apps say 3 goals. Champion Data says 3 goals.
Yeah, hang on.
Leo's done the research.
What's that, Hoynie? Yep. All right, it's 2 goals.
2 goals.
2 goals. I'm so confident it's 2 goals.
That is so weird, though.
Yeah,
They've just
weird.
left it as 3 goals.
Get better AFL. That app is terrible, by the way.
It is.
I hate that app so much.
There we go. Well, yeah. Actually, it's not horrible.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us, yeah. And
AFL sponsors.
AFL sponsors the shit, maybe. This is a season-defining win for Freo, as I mentioned before. Lads, can they push against the best teams this season? Obviously, that's their first win in a while against a big team, but can they take that next step? I personally don't believe they can.
Yeah, I know I just spent a lot of time about how like the game was on the line, finals, like they step up, they do it. It's in the biggest of occasion at the MCG.
Yes.
They've done it at Optus. Yeah. MCG is the task for them.
Yeah, then a lot of stuff seems to have to go right for them to get over the line. Like there were no tags. You were at home. I know you're playing a great side in Hawthorn, but you're focusing on accuracy and Jai missed to sort of come from the dark clouds and win you a game. But it's credit to them. They stepped up when they need the most. They have beaten other sides away from home as well.
Yeah, that's true. They're better away
from home. So I've still got so many question marks over Freo.
Yeah, I think if they make the 8, it's going to be the bottom end. And I just don't know if they'll ruffle any fit. Like, the fact they kicked 12-5, if they didn't kick accurately, they could have easily lost this as well. So, not sure if I'm sold on them.
They do have Collingwood at the G next week, so that's
huge. That's a massive game.
That's one if we can see it.
Surely the Pies win.
We'll see.
We will see. Hey, Leo, quick question. Do you know what the ASX means?
Do you mean AFLX?
No, mate. The ASX, the Australian Stock Exchange.
Oh, man, I'm absolutely clueless with that stuff.
Well, lucky for you, Stockhead is a free website that gives you everything you need to know about punting stocks on the ASX.
Damn, that sounds pretty good. Where do I check them out?
Check it out via stockhead.com.au, and it's even easy for your little pea brain to understand.
Damn.
Fun day at the MCG is next. Oh no, Melbourne 18 goals 11 119. My beloved North Melbourne 12 goals 11 83. We talked about the ruck battle on the Thursday show. What happened here, Marcus?
Yeah, well, it just looked like Gawn monstered Jerry. It didn't look like he did. He did. Gawn finished with 15 disposals, a goal,
Dominated.
6 clearances. And Jerry, who's very much picks up a lot of disposals. He only finished the game with 7, I believe. So his impact was out of the game. You could tell he was getting frustrated, which led onto the big talking point from this game, the Jerry incident. Knocking out Tom Sparrow. He was out cold. He had the Cade Simpson fingers. And he's...
Poor Cade Simpson.
And... Anyways, it was a careless act. It was a swinging arm. Was that just frustration? How many weeks do you think he gets, boys?
Yeah, I think because it was reckless, it was careless, and the impact looked pretty high. And he's obviously concussed.
Pretty high. He knocked him out.
No, like high, like a high impact.
Oh, okay,
like not like where it was
Hit
in the
him
body. Like in terms of like severe impact.
Yeah.
I think 2 to 3 for mine.
I would say 2 to 3 as well. I think David Zeta from Fox Footy, he said that it's going to be at least 3 most likely because usually careless acts when you knock someone out is 3.
Yep.
I personally I don't know if I'm being biased as a North fan. Obviously, I don't think he was doing it on purpose. He just had a bit of rush of blood and he went to, I don't know, tackle him or he probably did try and take him out, but I don't think he was trying to get him in the head.
He's not trying to get him in the head.
Sniping him,
it's not intentional. But
very careless. Very similar to the Nash incident we were saying.
Nash's one, I think, is worse.
He had a bit
Nash
more...
was a bit late.
Bit aggressive.
Later, and a bit harder, but I think careless and pretty severe impact.
So we all
2 to 3?
2 to 3. I think he's going to get 3.
I reckon he'll get 3.
And that's going to kill North.
Who's your backup ruck? Teakle?
Oh, he's all right, but
against
not
Grundy next week.
Okay, Grundy could have 40 disposals, 40 hitouts, and 40 goals.
Yeah, get on. There's carry numbers there. There's whole numbers. Oh, Chol was crap.
Yes, well, we'll go on to Clarko's tactics throughout this game because he made a couple of different moves and a couple of selection issues which we thought were pretty interesting. Where he had Phillips tagging Cozzy in that first half when Cozzy broke away and kicked the goal early on. But I thought for the rest of the first half, Phillips actually wasn't horrible.
Cozzy missed 2 sitters.
But Cozzy did miss 2.
Cozzy forward, yes, was dominating. In the middle, I think Phillips actually got a lot of clearances himself as well. So I think it was a sort of 50-50 battle.
I think in the forward line, Cozzy's pace and strength just comes up trumps. And you guys were just too tall in defence.
Yeah.
4 talls against the D smalls, which brought up some tricky matchups on the MCG. Obviously, Toby Pink, he played fairly okay, but he had Melksham on him, who's in great form. And he kicks 4 goals in the end. 4 goals, yeah. I got a stat for you on him, actually. So Melksham, he's had 3 straight games of 4+ goals. The first Demon to do so since David Neitz in 2006, lad. So little thing to celebrate for a Demons fan because obviously Neitz is a legend. So chuck Melksham up on the mantle there.
On the mantle.
and Track showed his quality in the last quarter. He had an excellent last quarter, 11 disposals, 4 score involvements and 1 goal. But you're at the game, Liam, and as a North fan, for both sides, who caught your eye on the eye test at the ground? Yeah, well, I obviously said Melksham, he was incredible. I can't believe he just keeps doing it week in, week out. I thought, Petrarca, as you said, Oliver was solid early, but he sort of faded out a little bit. But for a North side, just for some positive, because obviously we lost the game by a fair bit in the end, Mini Boomer, or whatever you want to call him, Cooper Harvey, he was incredible. 4 goals. I thought he was great last week as well against the Dogs, probably one of our best. He finished with 4 goals, great smarts in front of goal. Didn't realise the last couple of weeks he's had 2 goals from outside 50. He's pretty small, and he's kicking them from outside 50, and I'm very excited for that because he's not a Nepo baby. He's actually come in and gone, I'm a good player.
Well, they might a little bit of a Nepo baby.
Mate, he's kicked 4 goals on the G. So
it's after being on the list for 2-3 years.
No, but he's a young guy. He'll be right.
Melbourne, they might delist him now. You don't know.
Clarko's going to make him sub next week.
Oh, no.
Clarko's going to drop him for Coleman Jones.
Oh, no. There we go. I'm rattled by that. But the Demons, they got a good win because obviously North smashed them last time. So that's a good turnaround from the start of the season. And actually, I want to give a shout out to Marcus. That backs up what you were saying about their last 6 weeks being a lot better, even though they've had 5 losses.
Yeah, they ended the 5-match losing streak. Thank you.
So they ended the losing streak, and they've had a lot of close games against good sides, so they proved that by smashing North. Next one on Sunday, this is not at the SCG, this is at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda, 13 goals, 9-87. Sydney, 14 goals, 8-92. What a game. We've had a lot of good Saints games lately.
It's a really good ending, and I'll start on the losers, the Saints.
Okay.
I thought they really outplayed them in that second quarter. It was off the back of Max Hall, who's turned into prime Stephen Milne. He kicked 3 goals, and I'll shout you out, Marcus, because you talked up his great form last week. We're building his ego.
Yeah, his head's getting big.
Watch out, ladies. As well as Callum Wilkie, 14 intercept possessions down back. He was great for them. The real Rolls Royce in the back line. And Marcus Windhager. Again, some stats for you. 36 touches, 5 clearances, and I love his power through stoppages. It is Bond-esque, if I do say so myself.
He doesn't have to be a tagger. Just let him run free.
He will be one of the best midfielders of the comp.
Are we wasting him as a tagger? Just put him as an awesome midfielder.
Everyone chats about Nas.
Oh, here we go.
Everybody, and rightly so, everyone chats about Nas. But we need to be talking about Windhager. Who are you taking, boys?
This man and recency bias. You can't be putting Windhager with Nas. That's all I'm going to say. He's had a couple of good months, Windhager. But you look at the last couple of years, you've got to take Nas.
I'll take Nas.
I think Windhager has a bigger ceiling.
What?
I genuinely think Windhager could be an elite midfielder of the competition. Nas could be as well, but I feel like Windhager is your hybrid, as I said, your Bont, your Cripps, your big bull.
He's a big body, yeah.
Nas is a little bit more outside, which is just his role. He's a fantastic player, but I think it's just one to watch.
Would Windhager be able to tag Nas?
Because
Nas does love escaping a tag.
There we go. Nas goes to Adelaide, and then opening round next year, they play each other, and we'll watch.
Oof, that is huge. Now, talking about Nas, the tag, Leo, we brought up that on the midweek show as well. Jordan versus Nas, how did that go?
I thought Nas did push through it nicely. 24 disposals, but 9 of them in the second half. So what I will say is Jordan did quell his influence, and I think Nas wasn't as damaging as he was in previous weeks. So even though Nas's numbers look pretty good, he was getting the ball forward, his gut running was great, and he really worked hard. Like, he tried to work through the tag. I still want to give some points to Sydney and Jordan as well in that matchup.
Absolutely.
And then for the Swans, when it mattered most, they just found the scoreboard. They found the crucial goals. It's been St Kilda's issue now for not just this year, but feels like every year, to be honest. And Sydney, as I said, they just found the crucial goals when it mattered. Lloyd and Hayward both got 3. Hayward 2 in that last quarter. There was a great play, actually, with Braden Campbell running down the wing. Could have gone for goal. It's a great kick, but just hits up Hayward.
Classy, yeah.
You sort of know with the way the game was being played that sort of Sydney were always going to hold on. And then it came down to the moment of Errol's snap from stoppage. It was chef's kiss. It was a great snap on the run. He just came up clutch in the moment it mattered, and it just shows what he gives to the side, stepping up in the biggest moments. Just a quick question to finish, lads. Brodie Grundy ends with 20 touches, 46 hit-outs, and just a dominant display in the ruck. Is he your All-Australian ruck? Where's that sitting for you?
He's putting his hand up now, isn't he? I didn't think he was until the last probably 3 weeks that he's just gone on again.
And he's probably going to dominate North next week with no Jerry.
I'll admit it. He's had. I said Jerry last week, but he's had much better stat lines than Jerry and gone for a solid 6 weeks, maybe longer. 7 weeks, 8 weeks. So I'm going to have to say yes.
I think I'm saying
which
yes
is
too.
Crazy.
Oh no, it's kind of nuts
because he started so bad.
It's him and Gorn now, isn't it?
I think Jerry.
With Jerry out.
Well, now Jerry's out, but if Jerry wasn't suspended, I still think he's
still in the conversation. Yeah. But yeah, Grundy, if he keeps up the form, it's his.
Yeah,
is it Grundy?
It's Grundy. All right. For more on Sydney's win, Swans fans, make sure you check out True Blood's podcast, which is filmed actually in this studio as well. They'll unpack everything about the awesome win against the Saints. So make sure you check out that show. Next one on Sunday at the Adelaide Oval, last one of the round, Port Adelaide versus West Coast. Port Adelaide, 12 goals, 15, 87. Get the job done over West Coast, 9 goals, 7, 61. Now, Leo, I've been calling out Leo a lot on this show, but you called out the Eagles earlier in the week. You said a lot of their young guys need to play well together. And they responded. You had Reid, Hall, McCarthy, and Hutchison all had 20-plus disposals. Williams 2 goals. Are you happy? Are you finally happy that they've all stepped up?
No.
Oh, come on. You got to give them their plaudits, mate. Come on, they played well.
The way they sort of fell away at the end.
It's against
They
Port.
got bullied.
They lost by what? Like 26 points?
Paul Francis was laughing at him.
Oh, come on.
Nah, look, I'm probably being harsh. I think there's stuff there with a lot of their young guys. I really like the look of a lot of them.
Yep.
But it's just, it's sort of like St Kilda. They got some experienced players. They got the young guys. This is nothing in between. So they're probably going to need another couple of years waiting for those young guys to get to 50 games, to get to 60 games. And then that's when they'll go up the ladder. So that's still a bit of time away.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
They were in this for most of the game, so that's why I'm sort of giving them their plaudits.
We'll give
them
some plaudits.
Give them some plaudits. There was beef galore in this one. There was fights everywhere. You had Harley Reid versus Jason Horne-Francis. Harley Reid's going like this to Jason Horne-Francis, then Jason Horne-Francis doing jumper punches. They were just going head to head. They're just very alike, those two, which is very funny to watch. You had Butters, just versus everyone. Anyone that came his way, he was trying to throw a bit of lip, bit of a punch, bit of a... He has so many fines.
Tongue as well. He was poking the tongue out.
He was poking the tongue
fight,
out, actually. And there was just a lot of yap throughout the whole second half.
Yappa.
And even when the game that West Coast were losing, they just started fighting. Lads, talking about Jason Horne-Francis and Harley Reid, who will have the better career? Because they were going really hard at it, and the commentators like, "Oh, we're going to see this matchup for a long time," which we will. Who is going to have the better career?
Oh, I'm going to say Harley just because I hope he comes to the Bombers.
Oh.
Because he what? Comes to the
Because
Bombers.
I hope he comes to the Bombers.
But do you think he actually will have a better career?
Oh, he could. Like, they're very similar.
That is a possibility.
They're very
It
similar.
is a 50-50
They're
question.
very similar players. They're both very Dusty-like.
Yeah.
In terms of
Okay.
like throughout the midfield,
Yep.
and they can impact on the scoreboard. Obviously, Horne-Francis got the last laugh. I just think we're yet to see Harley in a comfortable environment.
What was that?
He's
Environment.
a comfortable environment. He's not in a. He's not in a
Can
dungeon
you
or
not
anything.
pronounce environment?
Environment.
Oh, he said it right that time. That was... I want to watch that
he's
match.
not in a. He's not a dungeon or anything, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about
Mate,
Jason
what are you-
Horne-Francis?
I think Horne-Francis
Yes.
will be better.
I agree with Leo on this one.
He's
I
got
think
the runs on the board.
Also, it's easy to say that now because Horne-Francis had a few more years under his belt, but I think he'll have a better career. And he'll just
Interesting.
adapt to the environment a bit better. Yeah, there we go. The guys that Port got the job done through their stars and depth. You've obviously got Butters, 38 disposals, 7 clearances. He was awesome. You had Jason Horne-Francis, we just touched on, 27 disposals, 3 goals. He was allowed to give as much lip he wants. Every time he was given lip, he'd kick a goal. So good on him there. You had Joe Richards, actually, that you guys talked up, I think, as well earlier in the week. He probably his best game for Port, 23 disposals, 2 goals, 3, 8 score involvements. He could have had a legacy game if he just kicked a bit straighter. Had a few running into an open goal that he missed. And lads, they could have won by a fair bit more. They were wasteful in front of goal. You had Georgiades, 3 goals, 5. We want him to go for the Coleman, and he's kicking 3 goals, 5. He's still second off. He's still third.
If he got
He's
7
second
in that,
outright.
if he got 7 goals instead of 3.
He could have chased down Jezza, and Jezza might be out if he's a little bit injured.
know.
Could he still catch Jezza?
No, I don't think so.
Ooh. But
I
he was
think Ben King's the one.
there you go. He still had 3 goals, 5. Awesome marking presence and just one of the best players to watch in the comp at the moment. Bit of a sour note to finish for Port fans. Rosie injured his finger. He was subbed out in the third quarter. Maybe a bit precautionary, but sometimes finger issues are a bit annoying there for an AFL player. And I just want to put this out there to finish off. I think Port are very lucky they got over the line here. They were carrying on. They were beefing with everybody. And I think the media and other people like ourselves might have got into them if they lost to West Coast here because they shouldn't have been that close to West Coast.
Yeah, I agree. I think, well, actually, I mean, at the end there, they were carrying on because the game was kind of done. Though.
Yeah, but it was a little bit before that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like West Coast Richmond next week will be very interesting.
Is it West Coast Richmond?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Richmond for another win.
Oh, maybe.
And they play North later in the year.
Yeah, we'll beat
Richmond
them.
are going to end with 6 wins.
No. Jeez, that's a big call. That's a big call.
Up the Tigers.
All right, that's the round 18 results done and dusted. Let's get into the ladder check. Ladder check, lads. The Suns back into top 4 contention. Obviously, they got a game in hand. I believe they're in 5th. But that game in hand is ahead of everyone in the top 8. And that game in hand is against Marcus's beloved Bombers. So lock that in for an extra win. You might as well add that win to them on the ladder right now, I believe.
Oh, okay. That's
Yep.
massive.
No, I can't argue with that.
No one's arguing with me on that one, surely.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments. GWS and Freo, season-defining wins. 8-point swing. I think we talked about that before, lads. Confidence boosters. I think that's really good if they're going to head into finals with big wins like that. You got the Dogs. Bit crazy that they're out of the 8, but they've got the second best percentage in the league and only one game out of the top 4. So we're still confident in the Dogs, probably at least top 6 still.
The fact that they're still a game out of top 4 just shows the evenness of the comp.
And
Pose a question to you boys.
Yeah.
Who misses out? Who is the club that will miss out?
Should we rank from 1 to 3 most, like 1 being most likely, 3 being least likely?
We can. Maybe
can.
for a social clip, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, we can just do it on the spot.
Yeah.
I think the 3 for mine,
Freo.
Dogs, Freo and Hawthorn.
I'd agree with that.
I'd say Freo, GWS, Dogs.
Not Hawthorn.
No, I'm still going to back Hawthorn,
Okay.
I reckon. They could have won that on
We
the
do
weekend.
have a very tough draw though.
We'll see. We'll see how we go there. And it's going to be an awesome, crazy 6 weeks ahead for the top 9 because it's just going to be ladder changing every single week, which is what we love to see. All right, that's the ladder check. Let's get into the tipping results. Oh, no, we have to get into the tipping results. I got 4.
This is a tough week.
It was a really tough week. I tipped the Hawks, so they didn't get the job done. I've tipped the Cats, and I can't remember the other one.
Thomas?
That one I missed.
Essendon.
Everyone
Tipped
tipped Essendon, but
You tipped.
I'm trying to think of the other ones.
North.
And then,
All we know is that he sucks at tipping.
well,
Someone
this-
stop me.
The last 3 weeks I've beaten you guys in tipping anyway. Leo's got 5 tips.
5 to 6 because
you said 5 on the show.
I tipped North and then I saw the abomination team Clarko put out and I changed to Melbourne.
Yeah, but what would you say on the show?
None of business.
Marcus finished with 6, pretty solid.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You win the week.
I'll take it. Thank you.
I reckon that's pretty good. All right, lock results. Here we go. Leo,
Butters 20 had in the first half. Let's go.
Bang.
it's a lock, I guess. It's a lock.
Brisbane win. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
But yeah, is one of our lock going to be whoever's playing Carlton? Who's Carlton got next week?
That's a good question.
Oh, we'll talk about that next week. My one is Grundy, 15 plus. I think he had 20 disposals in the end. Absolute lock. His form is absolutely incredible. Big call results. Now, we didn't get one, but this is probably the closest overall we've all had together. Leo, your big call?
Ben Keys, 20 disposals, 3 goals. He had 19 and 3 behinds.
Very close. He just kicks a bit straighter. I had Demons 40 plus, and they finished 36 point
Yeah,
winners.
cop that. We didn't know if that was a big call or not. And
Oh.
I had Graham Myers, my beloved Graham Myers, 25 disposals and 2 goals, 22 and a goal, and 135 Supercoach points if you don't mind. But
Still got it right.
couldn't get over the line there. Are we going to get some big calls right next week? Next week we'll get them right. All right, best on ground of the week. This one's always Leo, and he's always tossing and turning the night before a show. Who's he going to pick? What do we got, Leo?
1 vote, A. Cadman.
Oh.
6 goals, 15 disposals, 8 marks. He's having a coming of age season and he's a real focal point as to why GWS won that game against Geelong. 2 votes, T. Thriller.
The thriller.
6 goals, 17 disposals, 9 marks. The reason he just gets it over Cadman is because he did it away from home against the Dogs. Thank you for interrupting my segment.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I love that song.
3 votes. I said it in my game wrap to look out for this Suns midfielder. M. Rowell, 32 touches, 2 goals, 13 tackles, 18 contested possessions, 12 clearances.
Oh.
He just set up the win for the Suns, and I think it was the best win of the round, and I think he was a big part of that. He was the main part of that for mine.
Should we all be eating grass for superpowers like Matt Rowell?
What do you mean? I've been doing it for the last 6 years.
Oh, that explains a lot. Best team of the round. This one's always our most controversial segment. Let us know in the comments how Marcus is going to go here.
I think I've got this down pat, boys.
Okay, he's also gone very cryptic in the run sheet, so we don't know what he's going to go here.
No,
we
well,
go.
obviously, 1 vote.
Oh, big
It's going to be the big sound. GWS. A lot of people question him, including the people here on the show, except for me, but they just proved me right, and they're going to peak at the right time of the year. It's a good win against a very good Geelong side.
Okay.
2. I'm going the Crows.
The Crom.
The Crows,
Okay.
they're fairly unlucky not to get the top spot because
That was a good win.
away from home against the Dogs, thriller kicking 6, and they should have won by more, let's be honest, except for a late few goals from the Doggies. And the 3 votes, it's got to be the Gold Coast Suns.
Yep.
Best win in the club's history against a Collingwood side that looks to no fault throughout this season. Didn't know if they'll lose another game in the regular season, and they brought it to them.
Huge
Kept
win.
them goalless in the first half. So they were superb. They sneaked the 3 votes. G Suns.
No vote for Richmond?
No, but they were very unlucky because a lot of the good teams were playing good teams, and a lot of them had to prove something right, and they did.
I'll agree with him on this week.
think he
What do you
nailed
think,
it.
Leo?
I would do the exact same thing. Just shout out for Freo though, because they
Shout out to Freo and Richmond, I reckon. There was just a lot of good
Oh
games
no, I
this
was
week.
joking when I said Richmond.
No, I think shout out to Richmond.
West
They gotta
Coast,
win.
one vote.
No, they lost.
No.
You can't lose and get a vote. That should be a rule on this show. All right, are we done, lads?
We're done.
We're
We're
done.
done. That'll do us for the AFL Today Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Subscribe, star, and like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today Show, AFLW Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods, Honest Beers, and Footy Forum Guide. Thank you very much to Gerald behind the camera. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, Status.
And we'll see you next week for the midweek show. We'll catch you then on AFL Today.